Oops, wait. Y'all know I'm tired.
York, New York, big city of dreams. New York, New York, big city of dreams.
What's going on? This is Jay Ellis from the Knick of Time show. Here giving you that Knicks talk just in the nick of time. And the Knicks lost once again, lose two in a row for the first time of the season, losing to the damn Hawks. 116 to 121. And we're going to talk about all the craziness that we saw today. But before we do that, I'm going to introduce you to my guy, the Latin assassin, Lee Escobedo. What's going on, Lee?
This is the first time I'm embarrassed of a Latin assassin just because of how the Latinos came out for Trump this election. What's embarrassing? So I'm not wearing that Latin assassin title with pride tonight, nor am I wearing the Knicks fan title with pride. This was ass, man. We looked terrible. It was not fun to watch. There's a lot of issues. We'll get to them all.
Yeah, man, we're just gonna get to it all. I'm gonna get straight to it. Let's start from the top to the bottom. Well, first of all, the defense was atrocious. It has been atrocious. Our identity is all over the place. The pick and roll defense is bad. 3-point defense is bad. The turnovers were bad. The rebounding was bad. Yet we were still up by 5 points in the fourth quarter with a few minutes to go, and we let the game slip away. When I was watching the game, I thought we might come away with the win. But while watching the game, I was thinking, even if we win, this is not like a feel good win, like because there was a lot of oof. It was a lot of oof and dirtiness. Yeah, like if we would have won, it was like, all right, cool, we won because we have a little bit, we have some talent, but we're not gonna be able to beat a bunch of NBA teams playing the style of basketball we're playing. We're a team that plays defense. We're a team that rebounds. We're a team that shows grit. Haven't seen any of that this season. And defensively, I was just perplexed from the Knicks not rotating on defense to the pick and roll defense being absolute butt cheeks to the offensive rebound. Tibbs has to be pulling the little hair he has out of his head because there's nothing going right on that side of the ball. Absolutely nothing.
I agree 100% with you. I did want to say the chat, and I agree. There's some reverberation with your mic. It kind of like it sounds a little bit like an echo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
I heard it when we started, so you might want to mess around with that. Yeah, man. Again, not fun to watch, even from the first quarter. This team has no identity defensively. This is first of all, let me say this. This is not a Tom Thibodeau roster. Kind of reminds me a little bit of when Leon Rose went out and got Kemba Walker and Evan Fournier. The difference is that those two guys were both wash players at that time and didn't have any ceiling yet to meet, and were not stars as they were. This is a much more talented acquisition in both Bridges and Karl-Anthony Towns
Yeah.
that just fit Tom Thibodeau's style of play, both offensively and defensively. So it's going to take an evolution of both Thibodeau and Brunson in order to make best use of this new roster, which is a big change from what Thibodeau is used to coaching at his previous two stops and the early incarnations of Knicks rosters. This one's totally different, completely different skill set that he's never had before, that he really needs to learn how to utilize at its best. And evolution is a constantly moving, constantly happening thing. He cannot rest in his laurels, and neither can Brunson. Brunson has to decide to be a facilitator first. We know he can be an MVP. Let your guys get going. If your guys are not getting going, then you switch over to ISO mode and you cook everybody that tries to guard you. But until then, you need it. Until this offense clicks with any level of fluidity, you have to be the distributor. You cannot go in there and play hero ball. And he's been doing that all season. He's still trying to find his way.
Yeah, I'm wondering how's the volume, guys? And I'm not sure if it's any better or not. I can't. It sounds
It,
good to
I would
me.
say a bit worse.
It's worse.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, it's gonna be one of these days, huh? See, Trump goes to the office and everything goes to shit. See this, man?
What?
Yeah, it's
Better.
better. Better.
Oh, never mind. It was. I think it fooled me.
Testing one
Apologies.
two three. Testing 1 2 3. How's this? Is better? Worse?
That sounds softer and lower, but I still hear the reverberation.
Uh, What just happened? I didn't do any.
I don't care. If it was just me, I wouldn't care, but the chat is saying they hear it too.
I have not changed any settings. It's the same settings it is every day, Pinky. And I don't know what the hell happened.
It's not the usual echo. It's more like it's like a weird like reverb sound.
Yeah, I can't hear. I can't hear anything. It doesn't sound. I don't know what to do. Yeah, I can't even hear the difference. Like, I'm kind of relying on you. Are you in the headphones? Test, test. Might have to cut my headphones. I can't hear Lee if I cut my headphones. I'll just be talking to myself. Um,
I don't have anything good to say, anyways. It's a crappy game.
but on chain. Not sure what's happening. I'm just moving dials here. Let's see. Got my volume down here. Is this any better? Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3.
Same.
What's happening?
I mean, I'm okay with it. It's not bothering me at all. If you just want to keep on going,
Okay. All right. Cool.
yeah.
Sorry,
it's fine.
but hopefully it's just I don't know what's happening. Hopefully everything takes care of itself eventually. All right. So as far as Jalen Brunson goes, his rhythm is way off. He's still trying to get used to how to use his players. Like as the day, right? Like this game was an interesting shot chart because Kyle Anthony Towns got the most shots today, which was I think like 20. Kyle Anthony Towns had 23 shots. Jalen Brunson had 18 shots, which is kind of down from what his usually shot diet is. It was really noticeable in the fourth quarter that he was pretty much playing drive and kick for the last 5 minutes of the game or so. It was like drive past the OG, drive past the cat, and it's funny. There was even one time when I felt like he should have took the shot because he beat McDaniels to the spot. He had a floater and he so it was passed to OG. So to me, to me that's a sign of like overthinking. But to me, that's a sign of like premeditated. Like you're premeditating your play. You're premeditating what you're gonna do, not actually reading the defense. So it still feels like he's trying to find a rhythm. Um, Also, he still has to kind of figure out how to when to catch the ball. There's a lot of times when a center and the point guard is following him and Cat is all alone by himself. He needs to instinctively know that hey, Cat's gonna be open behind you. If two players are following him, he doesn't always pass the ball when that happens. McBride kind of has an instinct though. Like McBride will draw two and immediately pass it to Cat, and Cat will hit a three. Brunson still has to kind of figure that out. The turnovers, and here's the other thing too. When Brunson last season, Brunson can kind of work his way into an offensive flow when he starts off shooting bad because he had to. This year, it seems he's like, should I work on finding my shot so I can finish these games and over these long defenders, or should I get other people involved? So I feel like he's still trying to figure out when to do what, and it's kind of throwing him off. But he definitely has to do better on the offensive side of the ball and the turnovers. And you also got to give credit to the Atlanta Hawks too, because they play really good defense. Dyson Daniels, we talked about him before. Gave him a hard night, gave him a long night. Pause. Both sides. So yeah, Brunson offensively got to do better, a lot better, and I'm pretty sure he's not sleeping at night.
Agree with that. The issues that I have, I don't think will be long-term issues, but it's definitely going to take some severe course correction from Tom Thibodeau and the rest of the roster because the identity that we hung our hat on since he was hired as coach is no longer there, and I believe no longer possible. I think we are forever a finesse team because Mitchell Robinson, his injury proneness, and he should not be dependent on to be the sole savior of us on defense. He is at his best when he's playing with four other guys, or at least 3.5, that try really hard on every play, so that he's allowed to really utilize his timing and his athleticism to not get in foul trouble and really go for broke on the blocks that he really think would not either get overturned as goaltends or charged for the foul. Now, when he comes back, I think everything's going to be flown to him, and he's going to be in constant foul trouble trying to find his footing on this new team and new roster on both sides of the ball. That's troubling. Karl-Anthony Towns is never going to be the rim protector we want him to be. He can be a great individual defender on a matchup. We've seen this already in the playoffs. We saw it on Durant in the first round. We saw it on Joker in the second round, game 7. That's important. But he was playing next to Rudy Gobert, who was able to clean everything up on defensive side, and also playing with really good defenders from the 1 to the 5. He doesn't have that here. He's always playing, or most of the minutes, with Brunson. So you constantly have two guys that are getting beat in team defensive scenarios, and it puts a lot of pressure on Bridges and Anunoby. Bridges especially has been really bad on both sides of the ball. I know that he's, after the preseason, his shot came around, great. But it's more about his aggressiveness and knowing when to turn it on and when not to turn it on, and be a little bit more passive in the background. I think he hasn't found his footing in what his hierarchy role is. Is he the third option? Is he the fourth option? Him and OG seem to be battling out for shot selection as well as shot diet and where they are in the court too. They both kind of thrive in the same particular situations, even though they're in different corners of a 3-point line. In the mid-range, they both thrive in the same space. So they'll have to figure that out as well. Maybe it's staggering Bridges with more of the bench and really keeping OG in that starting lineup as a spot, a catch and shoot player, and someone who can attack the rim off of closeouts. I don't know what the answer is. Tom Thibodeau is much more of a smarter basketball mind than I am. I can only see the problems and present some possible solutions. It's up to Tibbs and Brunson to figure this thing out.
Yeah, for sure. The pick and roll defense in general was my biggest concern when everything was happening, and this is the type of team that thrives in the pick and roll. So this is like, you know how like the styles make fights? Like this style for us with Karl-Anthony at the 5 is really bad for us, considering Trae Young is like a pick and roll savant. And like Carl, like he's just not consistent. He's just not consistent. Like he'll it was like a 2 or 3 plays where he's like his hands are up, he was active, he deflected shots. But then there was like 4 or 5 where he's kind of stuck in between no man's land with his hands down. And it's like, Carl, that like bare minimum, you got to pick a side. Bare minimum, you at least got to defend the drop hard on the center, make sure the lob doesn't come, or show on Trae Young. You can't be in the middle with your hands on the side. And it's like, he gets more aware, or at least this game anyway, as the game started to get into the fourth quarter. But then it's like, wow, he'll make that block, and like 2 plays later, he'll just not play defense again. It's just like, it's rough.
And you're right about Trae Young maybe being the best pick and roll point guard in the NBA right now. There's an argument that he is. Maybe him or LeBron James, or Luka, depending on how you see them. But Clint Capella is one of the best role men in the NBA game too, and they have been playing together for a very long time, since Trae Young came to the team even. And there's a reason why Capella played more minutes tonight than Okungwu, who really had been the starter and was playing most of the minutes at the 5. It's because Cat is a perfect player to attack in pick and roll coverage with both of them as options. Trae Young's going to pull up a jumper or step back and hit a 3, or Capella's just going to run you to death and roll the hoop and finish with both hands. Typically not the best finisher around the rim. Tonight he was, because Karl-Anthony Towns is such a poor defender as a rim protector. I do think when Precious Achiuwa is back and he's playing a lot of minutes at the 4, and that's a Cat instead of OG Anunoby, the rebounding will improve and the rim protection will improve, but not to the degree we need consistently night in, night out, because Precious will not start. He's still going to be coming off the bench. I'm not sold on Josh Hart as a starter either. He had a so-so game tonight for me. I like him as a playmaker, love him as a rebounder, but we cannot be trying to offset Rando's rebounding with Josh Hart at the 3. It's not going to work, and he's best suited as a spark off the bench. We also can't depend on his 3-point shot like we were tonight either. Either hide that or use it as a bailout option. No, let's not use it as a first or second option with 6 seconds or less on the shot clock being elapsed. To me, that's bad judgment on shot options in your offense that early in the shot clock. Yeah, there's a lot of things to be worked on. I'm not long-term concerned, definitely short-term concerned, but I do want to see what this team looks like with Precious Achiuwa back in the rotation.
Yeah, sorry. For those who just came in, sorry about the sound. I was trying to fix it. I'm not sure what's happening with the mic today. We tried to test it out, try to fix it up, and decided to go along with it. Josh Hart experiment. So here's the thing: when Josh Hart has to play these really tall, really long power forwards, small forwards, that's when we have problems. And I feel like the Hawks and the Rockets kind of have similar archetype players. And that's why we don't see Josh Hart have those big rebound games these last two games. Because I feel like they're the same type of long, lanky, tall guys. And he hasn't really been as effective getting rebounds because of that. So now you're looking at OG Anunoby, who's never been a big rebounder in his career, to try to pick up the slack. And that's not really his game. So it's like Karl-Anthony Towns, he's doing all he can. But like he just can't be the only one rebounding. And that's an issue. That's going to be an issue. So I don't know what the Knicks have to like. Josh Hart, really good in a lot of matchups. These long athletic teams, though, I feel like that's going to be a point of contention for us moving forward, depending on what team we play. Like, there's going to be nights where he has big rebounding nights, but then nights when there's like a bunch of long athletic guys, he's going to struggle.
I agree with that. I didn't understand him being the primary defender on Jalen Johnson, who is my pick for most improved player this year. He was balling. He had an incredible stat line across the board. I think he can even become the number one option down the line because of his athleticism. That's a really tough cover for Josh Hart. Don't know why the Knicks were going under so many strains. Don't know why they weren't switching more. I think we should have given Jalen Johnson different looks instead of giving him mostly Josh Hart, who he absolutely abused. I think when OG did guard him straight up in the fourth quarter, you saw him stop him straight at the rim. Like he just destroyed his shot attempt as he was trying to drive to the basket and really turn him back into a three-point shooter. That's what you want to do with Jalen Johnson because, again, it's athleticism. And that OG should take that responsibility earlier in the game, or at least show it a little bit more to where Mikal Bridges can have some looks at him as well, and not just be so set on you're guarding you and you guarding you. I think this team is athletic enough and diverse enough in their skill set to give multiple looks on different guys. That's why we got Wingstop, right? It doesn't make sense for Josh Hart to be guarding both the point of attack in some situations and also the best offensive player in others. It's a tall task for him, always already undersized at the three.
Yeah, I agree. OG should have been on Jalen Johnson. Jalen's balling. He's done a real good job growing the game from last year to this year. We need to match tall athleticism with tall athleticism. So I 100% agree with that sentiment. And what else? Mikal Bridges as well, yo. Like, I feel like did he lose his legs because he was just chasing Trae Young around all day, and that's why the shot wasn't going? Maybe that was happening. I don't know what was happening with Mikal today, but he just didn't look. I mean, defensively, I felt like he did okay in the first half, but then it's a team defensive sport because even though he wasn't shooting well, he still got a lot of assists. So it is what it is. Rough game for Mikal. Kolek was interesting. To me today, Kolek actually didn't play bad defensively. I feel like he took a step today defensively. I think the benching from the game before made him more active defensively, getting more into people. But I think Tibbs had like a really short leash for him today. He got burned back door. I don't even think it was like an egregious burn. It was he went to the 3-point line and tried to defend his man, and the man blew by him. And then Tibbs immediately pulled him, and I was like, well, damn, Tibbs, like, he did shoot 3 for 3. He wasn't terrible defensively. Okay, I felt like he actually played well defensively except for that one play. I was hoping to let him play through that one mistake because I didn't think it was like the game before. Let me know if I'm bugging it, if you saw the same thing.
I was not paying, I'll be honest, I wasn't paying enough attention to Colwitt defensively because I was kind of worried about the team at large. I didn't have that acute of an eye, but I'm glad you pointed that out. I'm glad to hear that he wasn't as bad defensively. I didn't want to speak that of turn since I didn't see it myself, but offensively, didn't understand why he only got 9 minutes again. If you're right, and he was playing better defensively, individually, and as a team, why give him the same minute distribution again? No one this channel is not a minutes police channel, which I'm thankful for. That's a conversation many other people can do. We don't tend to be minutes police here, but again, 7.5 man rotation this early in November is a little Tisby Tibbin.
Yeah.
And 41 minutes for OG. You got the guys. I understand rookies, but you're playing a rookie in Colett at 9 minutes. Why not play Pacome 9 minutes? Why not play Matt Ryan 4? Maybe that ridiculous last 30 seconds of the first and second quarters, he'd love to put a rookie in for like 3 plays. Do that with Hot Porty, do that with Matt Ryan, and do that with Pacome. So if they show you something, you can keep it and extend their leash a little bit longer. But yeah, 10 minutes for Sims, 9 minutes for Colett. Bro, we play like a 6-man rotation in early November. This is insane.
Yeah.
This is insane. It would make more sense if Charlie Brown Jr. and some of those other bums that were on the bench last year were the depth. But damn it, Walt Perrin's good for a reason. This is a great rookie class. Let's utilize them while we have injuries. It made sense. I don't know why Tibbs is not doing that, especially since they've all shown promise defensively. And Colwitt is such a great distributor. We need better ball movement.
Yeah, we do. And like Pacoma has showed some signs to play some good defense. And those guys are athletic too. Like those guys are athletic and long. So it would have been good to play Pacome to kind of match up with that a little bit, just to see what happens. It's not like he played really well in preseason. His first NBA game, he was a little bit shaky, but it wasn't anything crazy. Give him another look. Like, I don't know. It's just like desperate times. Like we don't have no men. We need more manpower. Like, I mean, I get not playing Matt Ryan. And for those you don't know, the Knicks have signed Matt Ryan to a deal, and he just got to the team today. So I don't even think he's had a practice yet. So I don't blame him for not putting Matt in. Needs to get a practice under his belt yet or something. But we still have other guys here who's been practicing, and just let him get a run. I don't know. I'm with you on that. For sure.
Yeah, I think it's okay to have like a solid, moderate stance, centrist stance on the minutes production without being called the minute police. It's just, damn it, it's like game number 10, game number 11. Really, a 6-man rotation is really unnecessary when there's no cause for it. It's not like these guys are one-on-one players or they're raw. They all speak English too, so no one has a language barrier to at least understand basic commands and calling out defenses on the court. They can at least respond to what their teammates are telling them, and that goes a long way too in adjusting as a spot-up shooter. It doesn't make sense to me, especially the Colwitt, the 9 minutes and then pulling them so drastically when he was playing really well on offense and no one was playing it defensively. I don't understand the rationale. I'm not in Tibbs' head. And it's easy to frustrate with this coach. I'm not on the fire bandwagon. Don't worry about anything like that. But I think it's okay to criticize him. And I put this loss. There's a large percentage that I put this on Tibbs as well as the overall defensive effort.
Yeah, I feel like there's a pie, and this is a London. Brunson gets a quarter. Tibbs gets a quarter. Cat gets a quarter.
Definitely.
Team defense gets a quarter. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe they chop that up because rebounding sucked too. Turnovers sucked. I mean, turnovers going to the Brunson thing because Brunson had a lot of turnovers. Woof. Like, what did we? I'm not even sure. The one thing we did do well was hit threes. Like, we hit threes at a pretty good clip.
Yeah. You read my mind. Yeah, what everyone's been telling us. Everyone, basically the entire NBA, is like catch up to the modern era of 3-point volume. We did that. We shot 47 and hit 47%. That's fantastic. And we also had 29 assists. Damn near never 30 assist game. So that doesn't always mean the ball is moving, but it means at least it's less isolation plays, which I like. But we fell apart. It wasn't just the defense. It felt like the communication fell apart.
Yeah,
The basketball IQ dropped in the last 2 minutes of a game. And they had a lot of young players too. The excuses are real thin for this loss because they're playing a rookie. And just
yeah,
like
he
that,
killed
every
us.
damn
He
year
killed
of being a
us.
Knicks fan, we got either a no name, a rookie, or a rotation player having career highs on us. And this kid, I'm going to say he looked at a bust, but he looked at your typical French prospect that's drafted too high. And then tonight, he looks like, wow, one
Yeah,
of the best draft picks in this year's lottery. It's like, oh, of course it would happen on the Knicks. And of course it would happen torching Josh Hart, torching OG, and torching Mikal Bridges. Embarrassing, to say the least.
yeah, extremely embarrassing. Stealing the ball, shooting threes all willy nilly, and then they got to the fourth quarter. I was like, okay, maybe I guess the game got to him. Nope, still hit that corner three after he missed one. I was like, all right, well, looks like we're about to lose this game. Cool. It's that kind of game. I mean, end of the day though, like I'm not hitting the panic button just yet. I still have a lot of big concerns. We have a lot to work out. A
Yep, I
lot
agree.
to work out. So still have some concerns for sure. Me, you already the defense to me is still like the number one concern for me. Like we have to be able to defensively have an identity. So I hope we can figure that out sooner rather than later. Like I don't expect Carl Anthony Towns to be the Kembe Mutombo anytime soon, but I need something closer to that. Just,
Tibbs seems to be able to add wrinkles, both offensively and defensively, to kind of change the tenor of a team to become more cohesive of a juggernaut on whatever side of the floor we're talking about. He struggles with the overarching like game plan adjustments and identity adjustments. We haven't really seen him evolve the Knicks identity since he's came here. He's embraced a three, but I think it's time for us to start switching more on defense. That's the type of team that we need to become, and we need to lean into our strengths and constantly relying on drop coverage and constantly rely on having to recover on the perimeter. We're giving up 2 points and they're giving us three, and it's real hard to just keep up with that when the 3 point shot isn't falling, or you're depending on more isolation sets for Karl Anthony Towns or Jalen Brunson. That also disrupts the offense and keeps the shooters cold.
yeah, I think he's trying to lean on Mikal Bridges' ability to be really good in pick and roll situations, get skinny, fight over those screens. But I don't think it hurts to mix it up. I don't think hurts to mix it up sometime and go from that to switching, especially because we have a lot of personnel to do that. So I agree with you. At least bare minimum switch you OG and Josh Hart or something. But I guess I can see situations where they probably wouldn't hunt those switches. They probably try to hunt Jalen. But I mean, even Jalen, like I said, as short as he is and stuff, like he's gonna give you at least effort on defense. He's gonna be disruptive. He's gonna get into your shooting pocket, disrupt your dribble. So I mean, I feel a few plays we can kind of just switch it up, just to throw them off rhythm a little bit, for sure, for sure. I'm with that. Yeah. I see more Sims. I see Sims slander in the chat. Honestly, I felt like Sims didn't have a bad game, like bad game. I wish he was just more aggressive offensively. But as far as the way he played defense, I feel like his defense was really good actually. I felt like he played defense without fouling. He was in the right spots a lot of the times. He didn't have the huge rebounding game. I wish he would have like tried his little jump hooks that he's been working on instead of passing the ball when he had Capella pinned under him. But I feel like he had solid minutes, to be honest with you.
I didn't think twice about that Sims tonight. My hater goggles were not on. I was more frustrated with Karl Anthony Towns defense and Jalen Brunson, period. Those are the two things I was the most frustrated with. So I never really directed my anger towards Sims. You're off the hook tonight, buddy. No,
Bigger fish to
no,
fry.
no deport Sims today on the Twitter timeline coming from me. Yeah, I mean, listen, Tibbs is going with him. He's going to be our guy. I think until Precious comes back, then you might see his role reduced a little bit. Who know? Maybe you might see it combined. They're plus minus together with fantastic last season in terms of Sims and Precious. So maybe you'll see more of that. I don't know, but I think the issues go beyond Sims right now. It's really depending on Karl Anthony Towns as a rim protector is to me a mirage. We have to move away from it. We had to find another identity because Karl-Anthony Towns has shown us throughout his career he is not a rim protector, and I do not believe he ever will be.
Yeah. Elisa C, you was at the game today? All right. Going into every enemy territory. She says, Elisa C says, was at the game. They look bad. Yeah, we saw it from here. We saw we definitely saw it from here. I guess they didn't look any better up close. Picks for Timmy. Shout out Picks for Timmy. He says, if I don't know anything about Tibbs, he wants to win worse than anyone. After 20 games, he'll update. Yeah. If it's going bad for 20 games, he'll definitely tweak something. Josh Hart needs to take some PTO. He's covering up too much. It's a luxury we don't deserve right now.
Fair.
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah, he's all over the place. Yo, Josh Hart, I love you, man. I mean, he is kind of a little Draymond Greenish with his texts. He is online with these texts the way he's racking it up. Like there was a point in the game where he got a bucket and he was up one, and then they ended up shooting a tech because he was screaming at the ref. He has to manage his emotions sometimes a little bit. So you got to be mindful of that because you got two games back to back where you're getting texts. He has to kind of be mindful of that and catch himself.
Agreed.
All right. Salute to the chat, though. Shout out to Uncle Rob, Flesh Legend, Kareem Grant, Picks for Timmy. Everybody else rock the KFT show. If you like the show, like, subscribe. Please forgive my mic. Hopefully it's better next show. I can't even tell it's bad or not. It sounds perfectly fine to me on this end. Haven't changed any settings, but man, technology be technology, and sometimes I don't know. Trump is president, so everything is going haywire already. That's the way I see it. So clench your butt cheeks and hope to God that we're still here 4 years from now.
Hold on to your butts.
Yeah, hold on. The man wants to bring down inflation, so he wants tariffs on everything. Cool.
We will see how it works out.
Yeah, because that's worked before. Okay, cool. All right. Okay, all right. Anything else, man?
No, this was hard to watch, and I'm a little worried about the Nets game. Will the Milwaukee Bucks figure it out against us? It seems to be the way things happen. Not excited about having to play a team. It's has potential to really whoop our ass. It could end up being a blowout. So I am a little concerned about that next game. It's a must win for us, I think, to at least maintain some semblance of confidence in that locker room moving forward. I'm not too worried long term, very concerned short term.
Agreed. Definitely agree. I don't want nobody figuring it out against us. This team is not a team. Well, Jalen Brunson led team. They're not usually a team that loses 3 in a row.
True.
So hopefully we don't start right now and they figure something out. Brunson usually doesn't have multiple back-to-back games, so we'll also see how that goes and how he finds his rhythm. Hopefully he goes after Tate, figures out where people are on the floor, especially Karl-Anthony Towns. Takes the shots that are open, pass when he has to. And always remember, pick and roll. Karl-Anthony Towns is right behind you. All you got to do is drop it off. Open threes all day long. Got to get used to that, man. They might have to shoot. They should just really look at the freaking Celtics, man. Like, they should look at these other teams that have stretch bigs and see how to utilize them. I mean, we've done well for ourselves in spots, but we can do better. We can do better, for sure.
For sure.
And that's even with Karl-Anthony scoring 30 today. Because what did he have today? He had 34. 34, 16 rebounds, shooting 56% from 3 and 47% from the field. Just need to play some defense. All right. All right, Lee. Any bruh picks, oop picks? Hold on. I got an ooh pick. Ooh, to my boy Ryan G, because his birthday is today. Gunshots to my guy Ryan G. Hopefully you're enjoying your birthday, my guy. Hope to see you soon, and hopefully we back soon. All right.
Hell yeah, I second that. Double ooh pit down in Memphis. I'm gonna eat crow. I was not a Zach Edey hater. I did not buy into the hype though. Would kind of laughed to myself when I saw him as a lottery pick. Thought he would be a second round pick at best. And I am surprised at how quickly he's assimilated into the NBA. It looks like he's lost considerable weight,
Hmm.
came into camp very sharp. And my other U pick is for Ja Morant, who I'm super happy to see back on the NBA court. I hope he maintains his maturity and keeps the guns, at least if you're going to be playing with guns, keep the cameras off, not on. Um, but his 1-2 punch with Edey has been absolutely electric. It's made them really fun to watch again after a tough season of suspensions last season and injuries. Edey balling out. Did not expect the shot blocking to really translate to the NBA. It has. So has his 3-point shot. Also surprising. He's shooting 50% right now
Oh, wow.
from a 3-point line. He's not taking a whole lot, but he's making them when they count. And of course, he's dominating the low block. Unbelievable arsenal of post moves and a great rebounder, offensive rebounder. Really, the only thing's playmaking. Once he starts becoming a better passer, damn it, they might have something really special there between him and Jaren Jackson Jr. So yeah, been watching lead pass and been very impressed with what I'm seeing coming out of Memphis.
All right, that's what's up. Thanks for that. All right. Yeah, I am exhausted, guys. It's been a long day.
Let's go to bed.
Yeah, let's go to bed. So, Lee, let me know where they can find you, man.
At Twitter _ Escobedo, LEEESCOBEDO. No book club tonight. Been obsessed with all the data coming out of the election and trying to wrap my head around how it happened. It's very interesting. Yeah, man, pray for the country, pray for Trump. Trump succeeds, America succeeds, and the economy, but also look out for your brethren. Cops about to have immunity, and that was my number one reason I did not want him elected. And Israel is about to go full tilt in the Middle East. So yeah, there's some good maybe economically that comes out of it, like every president, every candidate, but there's a lot of bad too with this one. And another four, no one's second term is ever good. Obama had a bad second term, Bush had a bad second term, Clinton had a bad second term, Reagan had a horrible second term. Statistically, we're in for a long haul. So yeah, protect your brethren, look out for each other.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely not happy about it. Well, companies already like as a black man, companies already kind of opting out of diversity inclusion. So I expect to see less grants going out to black businesses already. If you guys don't know, if you haven't know, like black men versus the field, even if we have a college degree and more qualified, we don't get hired for jobs. So diversity inclusion kind of try to help me in the playing field. So now without that, it's gonna be wild west out here. So if you're looking for jobs, it might be even rougher. I'm not gonna hold you. So it's already started. It's kind of been reported that companies already been dropping. So it's gonna be interesting to see how that plays out moving forward, along with everything else that he promised, like worldwide stop and frisk, like abortion rights. You already see what's happening in Florida. So yeah, this is gonna be interesting 4 years. So it's gonna be a very interesting 4 years. And then the Senate also is all Republican too, so that's gonna be great. Yeah, this is gonna be interesting. This is gonna be interesting. All right, yo, that's the show. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully this mic thing will be fixed. Like I said, technology be just doing stuff, man. I ain't do nothing to this mic. It's been the same mic I've been using all the time. It's the same settings. It just my mic is pissed because Trump got elected, I guess. That's the only thing I can think about. All right. But we'll be back next show, hopefully with better technology. That's the show again. Thank you guys for watching. You can follow me at DKLT Show on Twitter, the Knick of Time Show on Instagram, and the Knick of Time Show on Facebook. All right. That's the show. Thank you guys for watching. And as always,
shout out the worldwide west. Everywhere we go, we leave a worldwide mess.
It's a mess out here in the world right now. That's the show. We out of here. Peace.
Happy birthday, Ryan.
Happy birthday, Ryan.
York, New York, big city of dreams. New York, big city of dreams.